This is an Eye on Annapolis bonus podcast.
Well, here we are again. It's late September or middle September. That means the boat shows are right around the corner here. And we're here at Forward Brewing, which is the only brewery in Annapolis in the heart of Eastport. And we're here with Mary Ewenson, who's one of the owners of the collective quote unquote boat shows, which the fall shows are coming in really hot, aren't they?
They are. They're going to be here in no time flat. And we always end up being ready when the shows open. But right now it feels like, oh, my goodness.
It feels like that every year, doesn't it, though?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I do, before we really get into the heart of that, I do want to say that you are the founder also of Youth Spirit Foundation.
I am.
Which honors your late husband, Jeff, who passed away about 5 years ago.
It will be 5 years in October.
And, he was just such a huge persona in Annapolis and certainly in the sailing world. Would never harm a flea, would do anything for anybody. He never said the word no.
This is true. He was not good at no.
The one thing I remember is that the time that somebody had a heart attack, I guess it was, out sailing, and Jeff was the first one there to get going with the CPR, and is absolutely credited for saving a life for his quick actions, got a city council, and you are doing incredible work keeping his legacy alive. And I love following Youth Spirit Foundation on Facebook and seeing where all the stickers are showing up.
Yeah.
I just saw on Reddit this morning, somebody had a picture of the back of a sign on Spot Creek Bridge, and front and center.
Oh, really?
EWE.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like
yeah, you never know where you're going to find them.
But take a look at that and see if you can support that organization, because just in the spirit of Jeff Ewenson, it's definitely worth it. So.
Yeah, thank you. It's the website's easy. It's EWESPIRIT.org. And we're making a difference for a lot of people with urgent and immediate needs. Not curing cancer. We're not, we haven't achieved world peace yet.
No.
But
are you working on that?
You never know. That might be next week, maybe after the boat shows. But we do some cool stuff. We make some grants to organizations that really help people in need, just that little extra helping hand. They're almost making it to the dock and they need someone to grab their hand and pull them across, and that's what we do. And
a lot of people are living in worlds like that. I know that, in the musician world, AM/FM does a very similar thing.
They're great, yes.
So it's wonderful. But let's talk about the boat shows.
Let's do it.
Unique to you, and I say you, not in the Ewenson, or not in you personally, but
right.
into the boat shows,
sure.
Is that you guys are the largest in-water boat shows. Okay, so there's no, ladders to climb to get on these boats. Well, maybe there are some for some of the bigger boats.
Yeah, some of them
but,
do.
It's not in this giant convention center.
Right.
And that's the way to see a boat when you're looking to buy a boat.
Yeah, for sure. I'm told that the Annapolis boat shows were the first in-water boat shows in the U.S. I was only 3 when they started, so I did not participate in that decision. However, been a big beneficiary of it, as has the whole marine industry. So you can come down to City Dock, you can get on board hundreds of boats and just walk down the dock, ask permission to get aboard, and really feel how the boat feels in the water, see how the boat looks in the water. And we also have plenty of boats on land as well. But for some of them, just the difference between seeing it up on jack stands in a convention center versus in the water, it makes all the difference.
Well, it is. And it's very similar to buying a car. I mean, you've got to get in it and sit in it and feel it to see whether it fits you. And you're talking about the boat shows has been around for 55 years now.
55 years, yeah.
And it's so funny that, sort of like how Google became a verb at one point.
Right.
The word Annapolis in the boating world doesn't mean anything but 2 weekends in October, which is so cool. It doesn't matter where you go. If you're in San Diego, if you're in, up in Rhode Island, if you're down in Miami, and it says, hey, you going to Annapolis?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like, oh yeah, the Naval Academy is graduating, or there's the Lates Parade or anything like that. It's like, are you going to the boat shows in October?
I'll see you in Annapolis, yeah.
And you just got to look up the dates and figure out what they are.
Pretty easy, first 2 weekends in October, but for sure, yeah, it's a real reunion of industry professionals and sailors, powerboaters, paddlers, anglers. We all get together and this is what we do.
It's a pretty cool life.
It's a pretty cool life.
Mary's life doesn't suck.
It does not. There's some parts of it I could do without, but for the most part,
everybody goes into the office sometime and wants to kick the cat.
Yeah,
okay, there's days like that, but for the most part,
we don't kick cats. No kicking cats.
But the Powerboat Show is up first this year. That's October 2nd through 5th here.
That's right.
Down at City Dock. It is my favorite boat show of the 4 that you produce. And just because it's A, convenient, B, it's in the water, and there's so many more boats than you have in the Spring Boat Show, which is over on the Eastern Shore. And also because I'm not a sailor.
That's fair. Yeah.
I was looking at your boat show website, which is AnnapolisBoatShows.com. Did I read that right? There's nearly 300 boats in the Powerboat Show coming up this time?
And counting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there are still boats signing up, and it's always a lot of fun in the last couple of weeks for the people who are not creating the show guide or the show program or anything, because more boats call and I've got this, I've got that. And then we have this brokerage cove, which is pre-owned boats. And so a lot of the brokers wait until the last minute to sign a boat up for that because, of course, they're hoping they're going to sell it before October. But that's right over in St. Mary's Cove. And you can take a little water taxi from the show to that and get a boat ride, day on the water as part of the show.
And take it home.
You could take it home on Sunday. They won't let you take it home in the middle.
But I mean, there's so much to do here. I mean, if you are a boater and you just want to see what's up, if you're a boater and you want to get some new gear, if you are thinking about buying a boat, this is the opportunity to be able to do it because, I mean, you've got the ability, to climb on and feel the boats, but you've got the Prop Talk dock. Did I get that right? Prop Talk dock? The Prop Talk demo dock.
There's a demo dock, where you can, for those who are serious about certain boats, you can get out to test them. There's also all kinds of equipment to test at that demo dock, stabilizers, things like that. So, you can get out for a ride. You can get out for Boat US has on-the-water training courses, and then you can get out for a water taxi ride. So great ways to get out for a boat ride while you're there.
Well, Boat US is huge. I mean, they're just so great with the safety. And again, you hear the horror stories about, and you see them on the Reddit, the stories of at Haulover Inlet down in Florida, trying to, these yin yangs trying to go out.
Yeah.
But, to be able to be out there safely boating in the Chesapeake Bay is where it's at. And Boat US does a really good job of training everybody to do that. And that's obviously a big, tenet of what you do as far as the safe boating.
And they're great about so many things. They provide life jackets for kids during our boat shows. A lot of people come to the show and they think, I'm going to a show, I'm not going on a boat. Many people don't go on a ride on a boat, so they think, I'm going to go on these boats on the docks, and they're not thinking, there are going to be 50,000 of my closest friends over 4 days walking these docks, and my little guy is down 2 feet off the ground while everybody's looking up at the pretty boats. Like, throw a life jacket on them just for a little bit of, okay, my kid's okay. So Boat US is there for the parents that didn't bring the life jackets along, and they get to the gates and go, if I just go right to the Boat US stand, they'll lend me a life jacket for the day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a little peace of mind.
That's awesome. But I mean, they're putting on all sorts of different seminars there as well as, the Great Loop is a big thing now. And I know I talked with Matt Korbalak, who lives up in one of the forests, Epping.
Sure.
And he recently completed the loop. And I never knew what it was until he told me about it. But he did a presentation at the library about it, and it's just amazing. And for those that aren't aware, it's essentially the intercoastal waterway up the one coast, up over, down and through the Great Lakes, down the Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then down, possibly around Florida or through Florida and back up, depending.
And you go through locks and go to these cool towns. There are seminars about that at the boat show. We also, in Prop Talk magazine, there have been a bunch of stories about loopers, as they're called.
And their little flag and the virgin.
I mean, it's a great thing. Yeah, it's a great thing to aspire to. And come to the show, talk to people about it, and start plotting your course. And then in between the Powerboat Show and the Sailboat Show, we have this cool Cruisers University that is a really immersive, just boom, learn all about what it's like to go cruising and how to do it safely and enjoyably and on a budget. So, yeah.
Well, there's also so many differences about day cruising and cruising too.
Sure.
I mean, when I had my boat, it was, I was just blowing through $250 worth of fuel in a couple days and just going out to the Bay St. Michael's up to Baltimore or whatever.
Sure.
But it was, but that's a way different ball of wax than going out out of the bay into the ocean, maybe going down to Hatteras or someplace else like that.
Sure.
And this is where you can get that education.
Right. And you can find people who have done it and just really get a feel for it, and then go sit on a bunch of different boats, go down below and think, could I live on this? Could I live on this with my partner and my dog and my cat, or with my kids?
Right.
And
which one needs to go? This is the partner,
exactly.
the partner or the kids, because the dogs and the cats are
definitely the dogs going. Yeah, no, exactly. And so it's an opportunity to explore that, and also to find, clubs. And at the Sailboat Show, there are a bunch of charter companies where you could go try a boat out for a week, and they do have powerboat charters as well.
You were also the publisher of Spin Sheet and Prop Talk and Fish Talk.
That's right.
Did I get Fish Talk right?
You did Fish Talk.
Okay. I screw that up every year.
You didn't, 8th year's the charm.
But I get asked an awful lot. I've moved to Annapolis recently. I'm having a tough time making friends. And I will always say, well, hey, what are you into? And they say, oh, I'd love to learn how to sail. And the first thing out of my mouth is, okay, look for the crew parties that Spin Sheet puts on.
That's
I say,
right.
Typically that's in the springish.
It's April.
But they're also, you've got a way to meet people at the boat shows as well. And you mentioned about the different clubs and everything else. I said, it's Smash.com for boaters. I mean, it's people looking for people to hang out on their boat, or people that have a boat or look, it's just a wonderful opportunity. And if you're on the fence about buying a boat, what a great way to get out and
absolutely
see what it's all about.
It is. It's great. You go to the show and you talk to a couple of people at a couple of booths about, hey, this is what I do in my day job, or this is what I do at my house, or this is what I like to do for recreation. I'm thinking about boating. And because you and I you talk about boating, and you don't like to sail. I don't like to sail slow, so I don't cruise. I race. That's all I do. But anybody who met me and said, what do you do on land? It's like, well, I run in races, and I used to play this sport and that sport, and this is what I do. And they would not look at me and go, we need to find you a boat that goes really slow. They would. And same thing for somebody if it's like, hey, I really like to sit out in the shade and read a book and whatever. Well, there's a boat for you.
Well, that's not anything on the Powerboat Show, though, and it's just not related to power boats. Because, you go from stand-up paddleboards.
That's right.
You've got kayaks and canoes and every kind of watercraft.
That's right.
That's available there, to that 42-foot Hinckley picnic boat that you're saving from me, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the raffle this year, right?
I'm sure. I think they're just giving it away. All you have to do is show up. But yeah.
For those that don't know, that's the most beautiful boat that will be, in my opinion, will be at the boat show.
It's in the running for sure, but there are some phenomenally beautiful boats at the show.
Any cool things coming that you know off the top of your heads at this point?
There are a lot of cool things coming. You can go see some horsepower at this show. There are some boats with some engines, and that is a ton of fun because the engines have gotten bigger looking and whatever, but they're more fuel efficient. And we've got some cool electric boats, we've got offshore cruisers, and then we've got a bunch of lines of inflatable boats, which inflatables, 30 years ago were a totally different thing than they are now.
Oh, sure.
And so we've got just a lot going on, and it's where all the new stuff is.
It is. It's funny you talk about all the different engines. I think I was at the Springboat Show over on Graysonville.
Sure.
And you guys didn't tell me I needed to bring a calculator to calculate horsepower. When I'm looking, going like, okay, 250 times 1, 2, 3, 4,
keep counting.
You've got this little bank of outboards on the stern of a boat. It's like, holy mackerel.
Yeah. It's very different. I mean, that is the trend right now. And so it's fun. But there also are some really affordable boats. And so it's a good time to get out there and think about, all right, what's next summer going to look like for me? Yeah, am I going to be the one who comes into the office every Monday and it's like, I streamed my favorite show, or did I go out
cut the grass?
Yeah, or did I go out and get some adventuring in? Because it's much cooler on the water when you're out there moving around and you're making memories.
Both figurative and literally.
Yes, yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Life is better on the bay. Yeah.
And your fall boat shows are primarily, obviously you've got the Brokerage Cove, which is a different story, but they're primarily to order. right?
Well, they're primarily new boats. Some of them are available right away. And I mean, gosh, if you're getting a 65-foot, custom boat, you're ordering it and getting it in a couple of years. But if you want a production boat, there are a lot of them that you could hook your trailer to and take home after the show, or that you could take delivery of after the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the hours on this one is 10:30 or 10 to 6:30 on Thursday through Saturday.
Yes.
And Thursday being the VIP day, which is lighter crowds and...
It's a preview day. The tickets are a little bit more expensive, and it's by design. We keep the crowd a little bit smaller so that the people who are like, yeah, I really need to get some quiet one-on-one time with the dealer, or to learn more about this kind of engine versus this one, or I'm bringing my significant other and I want to impress them with how peaceful this boat seems. It's just a little bit less crowded.
As opposed to having 50,000 of your closest...
Friday, Saturday, Sunday are more crowded. And of course, Saturday is the most crowded day unless it rains. And so, if you can think about it, if what you want is rubbing elbows with a bunch of boaters and having fun, Saturday is your day. If you're thinking I need to have a little bit smaller crowd, pick one of the other 3 days. And if you really want to whittle it down, we do have a VIP experience every day, which is a floating barge with all you can eat and all you can drink, and it runs all day long. And
sure, get them all liquored up and sell them.
That's right. That's right. All that, that's a pricier gig, but we're I think Saturday's almost sold out on that. So if somebody thinks that's what I want to be able to go sit down in the middle of the boat show rather than leave the show and go buy my lunch, which they're both good options. The VIP lounge is really nice. You can buy those tickets online. But the show butts up to, 4 different restaurants, and then you don't have to go very far outside the show to have all of Annapolis, right? And you've already parked. You've already parked to get to the show. Why not enjoy the town?
Why not? And you're talking about the VIP too. If you're serious about buying a boat, good option.
Yes.
Because you can sit down there on that floating dock and just, you can discuss it. You can sit there. And the neat thing about both of these shows is that it's not restricted just to the boats. I mean, you've got all sorts of gear, you've got all sorts of clothing, you've got sunglasses, you've got everything you possibly need, except for flippers. I don't know whether maybe you don't sell scuba diving flippers or not. Maybe
somebody probably does.
You've got Made Plus, which is a great sneaker company. They're a shoe company, not a sneaker company. Alan would probably kill me, but they're a wonderful, wonderful, locally made, responsibly made thing. But you've also got financing too.
Oh yeah.
So you can, if you're thinking about it and whatnot, you can sit down there and talk with a financial expert.
Yes.
They can sit there and say, dude, we need to go back down to the John boat for you. Let's get the Hinckley off of your thing. Or maybe it says, maybe we can.
Well, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize about buying a boat is the loan terms are longer than car loan terms. They're not as long as a mortgage on a home, but you can finance boats 10 to 15 years. Yeah. So all of a sudden, and most boats after 15 years, they've still got some resale value.
I was going to say they really do, because they last. Some styles change a little bit.
Sure.
But...
And it's just like a car. When you buy brand new, as soon as you drive it out of the marina, it's dropped in value. But then it's pretty good for a while. But more importantly, you have 10 to 15 years getting it paid off and enjoying it, and then you can enjoy it another 10 or 15. My family still sails a boat that they got in 1959. And she's beautiful.
I will say some of the most beautiful boats are the ones that are older than I am. You look what came out of Trumpy here and way back when.
Yeah, and so I think that's the other thing about going to the show is there's so many different styles. There are the ones that are sort of retro. There are the ones that are the down east. Then they're very cutting edge, and there's go fast, and there's looks like a condominium, and you can go sit on all of them. You can get on the boats and see what they're all about.
What's your favorite style of boat in the Powerboat Show? The sailboat show is easy. It's the racing boats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, although I do think, old school sailboats are beautiful. It's just, may or may not be what I go out on. I really do like that sort of downy style, the workboat style. I like some of the boats that are built on the Chesapeake. But then it's hard to argue with some of these really sleek, fast boats. They probably wouldn't be what I end up owning, but they're a ton of fun. Yeah.
The ones that really sort of strike me are the tugs.
Those are great, aren't they?
Like the Ranger tugs. I mean,
They're
I'm sitting
like
here
the
looking.
original tiny house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you look like it's like, okay, this, we're not going super fast, but we're motoring.
Right.
There's a little bit of a gangway to get up to the bow, and you can go inside. You're covered if it starts to rain.
Yeah.
It's sizable enough, heavy enough to probably handle most of what you can handle it.
Yeah.
They've always intrigued me, and I know Ranger tugs is always.
Yeah, and they've got some that are like 24 feet long, yet have an entire bedroom and kitchen. Yeah.
Powerboat Show.
Yes.
Coming in October 2nd through the 5th. Tickets available in advance. You should get them in advance just because you save the hassle at the gate and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You just wave your phone and tell them, don't you know who I am? And they say, cool, please come right in.
Yeah, it's great.
10 to 6:30, Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Correct.
And then Mary Ewenson and her crew breathes for a couple days. And the Sailboat Show comes in the following weekend.
Well, the sailboat, yeah. And so that night, Sunday night, when the Powerboat Show ends, then they all blow their horns and they head out.
Okay, that was a question somebody asked me too. When the changeover is going to be on Sunday night.
Sunday night. And so powerboats start going. They don't all get out of there. It used to be there were a lot of bets, and I can neither deny nor confirm whether it still happens, on how long it'll take to get down to the Boat US bridge, because there are bridges in the cribs of docks. And so that as they take the boats out, a whole bunch of boats go out, and then we have to move a dock. And then a whole bunch of boats go out, and we have to move a dock. So that Boat US dock is right between the Annapolis Waterfront Hotel and the show. When does that one go? Actually, it might be that one's down at the Fleet. And, but what they do is they try to get as many boats out as they can that night before it gets dark. And then they move the rest out the next morning. And then the sailboats start coming in that Monday. It's a
ballet if you've not seen it.
Yeah, it's organized chaos. Yeah.
But the Annapolis Sailboat Show, October 9th through the 12th, which is just the following weekend. It follows the same thing, Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
10:30 to 6 Thursday through Saturday, and 10 to 5 Sunday. You've got the VIP options as well. You've got the preview day on Thursday. Mm-hmm. The time to really get into the weeds is Thursday, probably. The time to kowtow with all your sailor friends would be on Saturday, with everybody who's going to be there.
Yeah.
You've got, it's a little bit, I say, smaller number of craft that you have, I think. This is you're about 150 to 200 so far, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Which are going to be coming in. Again, these are from little, I don't know, hope he still makes them, but little tiny, catamarans, or a little bit of fun sailors, all the way up to, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've got, up to 50, 70-foot boats, and down to, little tiny boats. And then there's a range from the cruising, have a cocktail, have your dinner served to you, down to like going fast foiling. And we have quite a few foiling boats. We've got some cool new race boats, the Club Swan and the Beneteau First 30. And some of the sailmakers and U.S. Sailing will be bringing in some national level racing sailors, some name brand men and women to meet and see. And then, just as in the Powerboat Show, we have a full seminar series. Everything from like how to keep your pet safe on a boat, to emergencies offshore, to how to go sail in the Everglades. I mean, you wouldn't even think that's a thing, but it is.
If you're interested in sailing as opposed to powerboating, again, the seminars, I can't say enough about them, but most people will liken a powerboat to driving a car. Okay, granted, the brakes don't work there, but I mean, it's got a steering.
There are no brakes.
It's got the steering wheel. You push it forward, it goes forward. You push it back, goes reverse. It's very similar, operational wise, as to driving a car. Mm-hmm. Sailboating is not. I mean, you've got to read the wind. You've got to pull all these words I heard on Wedding Crashers. Pull the jib, the mainsail. Everything.
Trim for speed. Yeah.
Yes, it is steers, is essentially like a car, but I mean, there's so much more to it. And this is a perfect opportunity to see if this is for you, because it may not be. And it may be. It may be like, oh, I get it. I understand it. I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we have the First Sail Workshop, which is a purchase in advance. time in the classroom, time on the water. We are almost sold out of that for this year. I think there are a few spots left on either Thursday or Friday. It's very popular. But we also have a lot of sailing schools at the show, a lot of clubs that talk about what membership is like. And you know what? Sailing is not easy, but that's part of what makes it really neat, is that every time you go out, you figure something out new. And it is easy to get started in sailing. And it is easy to get to a point that you are somewhat competent. If you want to become an around-the-world racer or, whatever, that takes a bit more time and investment. But it's easy to get out there and enjoy sailing. And the show kind of shows you ways. You can spend literally millions of dollars, or you can find a pretty inexpensive club to join.
And the other thing that I also like about the Sailboat Show is I don't know that you have it in the Powerboat Show, but the vacation basin.
We only have it in the Sailboat Show, and it is cool.
Again, another option if you don't want to go into the investment of buying a sailboat, you can vacation on one.
Yes.
And you can do it any number of different ways. I know I was talking to Kirsty at Waypoints, and she just absolutely loves these shows because, Waypoints is sort of a cross between a yacht brokerage and a vacation company. She just absolutely loves the shows and says that they're just wonderful.
Yeah.
You can sit there and go and look and find out wonderful destinations where you can go down. You can be the multi-million-dollar guy just sitting there eating shrimp on there while the captain and everybody else will turn around and serve you.
Sure, exactly. No
you
horses.
can go bareboat and do it all your own.
Yeah, exactly. Bareback, some of these islands have horses. But you can choose to go to a resort that has sailing. You can choose to bareboat charter, which means if you are qualified to drive the boat without a hired captain, you can do it that way. You can take a full crew. And in that case, you don't need to know anything about sailing. That is just show up and they will do the whole thing, or they'll let you sail the boat and they'll be present as sort of training with. So whatever you like, it's choose your own adventure there. And we have these companies from literally all over the world. You can go to Asia, you can go to Europe, you can go to South America. It's a great way to go visit some cool destinations.
Well, it really is. It's not like the cruise ships that it's like, yes, we're doing the Eastern Caribbean, we're going to the Bahamas, or
right.
You're going into these cool little coves. You're going, depending on what you want to do for the day. And when you do the math on it, it's very equivalent as far as pricing goes. And you get an experience.
You could say, hey, I don't want to set foot on land for 7 days. You don't have to. And that's an adventure. Just like, let's make sure we're self-sufficient.
Any cool boats? And you mentioned foiling.
Yes.
And for the novices like myself on this, foiling is, and I've seen the electronic sort of stand-up paddleboard kind of foiling things.
E-foilers.
That's basically it's a sailboat that gets enough speed that is lifted up and it's got this little fin and a thing just under the surface of the water.
Yeah. Foiling is the it's not even that new anymore thing in powerboats, sailboats, paddleboards. If you can get something moving fast enough that wing that's down under the water starts to generate lift, the boat will rise up out of the water. And so it'll sort of have a mast below the boat instead of above the boat. Now, a foiling sailboat will have both. And that's got, this is like not the technical terms here, but you've got this mast with this wing on it. And as you pick up speed, it generates lift. So your boat rises out of the water. And it's cool. So we've got some foiling sailboats. And there are foiling, as you said, and I'll get the terminology wrong, but it's like a paddleboard or a board that's got a little e-foil. So the speed is generated by that, but people have foiling stand-up paddleboards. There are, foiling kiteboarding. It's all this fun thing. Like you get wing foils but what we really have, we have a couple of cool foiling boats. We've got the Moth and the Birdie Fish at the show. And the Birdie Fish, it doesn't require a ton of expertise in foiling, where there's some other higher level, most of us probably aren't going to jump right into an America's Cup boat. No. But there's also experts there at the show to talk to you about it.
And how it could progress to that America's Cup boat to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, in both of these boat shows too, it's a party.
Yes.
It's, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of drink, as you mentioned, within the boat show, just immediately adjacent to the boat show without leaving the boat show. And then, certainly you got wonderful Annapolis. I mean, we're here at Forward Brewing. That's a 7-minute walk from the gate of the boat show or something like that.
Take a water taxi across. It's a block of walking and a couple of blocks of water taxi.
For those that are coming, enjoy Annapolis, but enjoy the boat show as well.
Yeah.
How do we get here? Okay, parking. What are your suggestions on parking?
If you're coming on Route 50, which is pretty much you end up on Route 50 coming from just about anywhere, you follow signs for parking. Almost every day of both shows, you park at the stadium and take a bus in. Okay. Super easy. If you're coming by boat, anchor out or call the harbor master, see if there's a mooring, and then take a water taxi in. If you are out by boat and you're going to come in by dinghy, there will be a special dinghy dock set up Spot Creek. I think it's on... it's up near St. Mary's on Shipwright Street, and just past St. Mary's on Shipwright Street. So that's a dinghy option. But, public transportation is really good in this city from all the parking garages. So if it's the weekend and you're not going to park at the stadium, go to the Annapolis.gov website and there are options there. But the stadium is a great option every day except for the day that the Navy scheduled a football game.
Damn them.
No, good on them. So we hope all those people come to the show afterward. But in that case, there will be signs directing you to great parking lots around the area. I'm not even getting to where they are. The VMS boards will tell you park there and the bus brings you. So it's pretty darn easy.
Yeah. And if you're in one of the city garages too, I mean, the mayor likes to call it the Barney bus, but look for the purple bus.
Yes.
It looks same color as Barney the dinosaur. If you're old enough to remember, young enough to remember that, old enough, I don't know.
Right, exactly.
But and that's a free shuttle that'll bring you right down to the gate to the boat shows to get you right in.
And I have to say, having done it recently, using the apps in the parking garages has gotten easier. It's working pretty well, and you can park there all day. But the easiest is you pay one fee at the stadium and ride the bus
and bus it in.
And then the buses run till an hour after the show closes, and it's easy.
Right. What happened to Monday?
What did happen to Monday? Well, what happened was...
Didn't you used to alternate the boat shows so the sailboat show would always fall on the long weekend with Columbus Day?
Half right there.
Okay. That's the story of my life.
Yeah, no. Ever since from the very beginning, the sailboat show was on what was called Columbus Day weekend, because it was a Monday, so it was a 5-day show. So we always had the sailboat show on Columbus Day weekend. Most times, that was the first show. So you'd have the sailboat show, it would run through Monday, you'd have a changeover Monday, powerboat show would open Thursday. Every once in a while, the powerboat show would have to go first, just because if Columbus Day got really late,
the calendar, right?
So we would, leapfrog it to the beginning of the month. Then there are other boat shows on the season down in Florida. They changed their dates. It pushed our dates because we all try to work together to make sure, not most attendees don't go to all these shows, but some of the exhibitors go to all of them. So you try to make it so they've got time to get to all of them. And so we started working on that. We then ended up having to move the sailboat show off of the holiday weekend. And when we did that, the first time, we did keep it open on the Monday. And in this area, because we have so many government employees, a lot of people do have that Monday off. Now, was started as Columbus Day, then it was Indigenous Peoples Day. So, but when it wasn't a holiday, and it also, Canada, their Thanksgiving is on our Columbus Day weekend. So moving it, that Monday it just became like any other Monday, so it didn't work super well. When we moved it back, we got good attendance, but not amazing attendance. Just very few people have that day off anymore.
Well, that makes sense.
And it was hard on the exhibitors. It's to be there for 5 days if that's not a banging busy day. So we made the very tough decision, because we went back and forth. Some of our exhibitors loved the Monday, some didn't. And in the end, it's easier on the city. It's not a very busy holiday anymore. I mean, a lot of people, it isn't a holiday at all. So that's
easier on your crew too, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so very, very long answer, because I have to tell you, I'm still conflicted. I loved that Monday. And, never say never, but it's not coming back for a while if it is coming back.
So does the powerboat always come first at this point now?
At this point, it does.
Okay.
again, it could change, but the next couple of years it is first.
And again, that's in coordination with other boat shows throughout the country, just to make sure that, because you love your vendors and you love your suppliers.
We do, and if they have to get to Fort Lauderdale and we squeeze them, it's hard. And there aren't any other sailboat shows. Period.
True. Well, I remember last year when we were sitting here. Actually, we were sitting inside. It wasn't as gorgeous of a day as it is out here.
Yeah.
We were talking about how putting these boat shows together probably is like riding a bike for you. It's the same thing year after year after year. But this year, somebody kicked the bike out from underneath you. And there's been replaced with a backhoe and a big hole in city dock.
Yeah.
So how is this going to work? I mean, obviously the boat shows are coming.
The boat shows are coming. Well, to be clear, I never put the boat show together. If I put it together, we'd have a mess. But there's a team that does a fantastic job. And we have been meeting with the construction team at City Dock off and on for a couple of years. But now we are meeting with them weekly about what is changing, what we're doing. Our team has drawn and redrawn and drawn again the layouts of this show. And it is an ever-moving target. But we feel we've sort of narrowed in on it. And I have to say, working with the city and working with this construction crew has been phenomenal, because they've had all kinds of challenges too.
Sure.
They dig down and they think they're going to find one thing and they find something different and things get held up. And, there's all kinds we get a couple of days of really bad flooding, which is why they're doing this whole project,
right,
and it stops their project. So it's going to be challenging. What's cool for us about this year is that, we are building around their construction and we have some interesting challenges, but we have some open space right now that we didn't ever have before because there's no Harbor Masters building.
Right.
So we've reimagined that whole entrance on Dock Street. In fact, it's being reimagined again, reimagined as we speak. There's a meeting reimagining it. It's going to be reimagined, I think, right up to opening, because we have a lot of things to work on. We have to work with the fire marshal. We have to work with, just basic flow. You have to make sure that we can move everything in and out. But I think it's going to be really cool. And then over the next 2 years, the layout will evolve as the new park goes in, because once that gets raised up in the air by the 6 feet, they say it's going to go up.
You can take away your fake floor.
Well, we also then have to move everything in up and down ramps,
right,
which we've never had to do before. So it is a challenge. It's a bit of a mind melt, but I think it's going to be a really great show. And as I said, we love this construction guys. They're right from the project managers right down to the people doing the work. They're smart. You sit down and they say, this is what's going to happen. And we go, oh, but we have to drive a forklift there. And they go, show us where you drive the forklift. And next thing you know, we meet again the next week and they go, here's what we think. So, and vice versa. So it's been a really good give and take.
That's so great. That's so great to hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the bottom line is that there will be some areas that'll be cordoned off in the center.
Change is hard.
And the boat show is working around it. And if nothing else, over 55 years, you guys are resilient. I mean, I've been at the boat shows when it's been snowing.
Yeah, we're going to try to skip that this year.
As we start to wrap it up, though, I mean, one of the things that I've gotten a number of questions on this, and this is perhaps the most important topic that we need to talk about.
Do I need to find a grown-up to answer?
No,
okay.
no, but painkillers.
Painkillers.
I mean, Pussers is no longer Pussers.
Correct.
And we know Armada and Marmo is not open yet from Atlas. They've got the Chop Tank, which is adjacent and a wonderful place and a great place to view the boat show, I might add.
Oh, for sure.
Up on top. But, I mean, Pussers, as Annapolis is synonymous to the boaters world about these 2 weeks in October, Painkillers is somewhat synonymous to Pussers at the boat shows 2 weeks in October.
Right. It's funny as we go through and look at all the press about the shows, how frequently painkillers are mentioned. But one of the things that's very cool about this show is that we have, of course, we have Chop Tank adjacent. We have the Fleet Reserve Club, who puts on, amazing food and, beer, and also, mixed drinks there. And they do their pit beef sandwiches. And then we have Latitude 38 right there. And the hotel, which will have these 2 great restaurants in it, but they will not be open for this show. All of those adjacent properties also can sell you a drink that you can take into the show. And we will have inside the show some outposts from those restaurants. And
nice.
because I knew I was coming to meet with you, I reached out to find out. And the word on the street is there will be Pusser's Painkillers. And for people who do not know this, like, you may not call something a Pusser's Painkiller unless it is made with Pusser's rum and to the Pusser's recipe. And so the powers that be that are manning some of the bars in the show are going to make sure that they are getting Pusser's rum, and there will be Pusser's Painkillers. So all is not lost. And for those of you who don't drink painkillers, which is many of us, there will be a lot of good opportunities and options, and opportunities, of course. But Firm Brewing, who is going to do a boat show brew. And that will be our exclusive beer at the show. We'll also have lots of other options as well.
They're awesome. They're up in Crofton.
Yeah. Get
up there and have fun. They always have some live music and stuff there.
Yeah, they're going to do a launch of this beer for us. I think it's the 20th of September. It might be the 21st. Okay. Somebody needs to get me straight on my details. But and proceeds from that will go to the Eastport Yacht Club Foundation's Marine Career Fund.
The job fair that they do every year.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
It's cool. We're excited about that.
Well, thank you for shattering my dreams. I was hoping to launch John's Painkillers and Crushes and run a tent this year, but now I've got competition and I'm not going to.
I do hear tell that there will also be Crushes, and each of those restaurants has their own signature thing. So I think it's going to be a blast.
There's a ton to eat, a ton to buy, a ton of things. Oh, what is the Distinguished Service Award?
It's for the Sailboat Show. And it is an award given to someone who has made a difference in the sailing industry. And it's through their professional work and the volunteer and what they do. So we've given it to a wide range of people, from publishers to people who help with insurance claims during hurricanes, to marine hardware people who help start Sail America, and I think we've been doing it for over 10 years now, and they get a really nice award that Weems and Plath, which is right here in town, creates, and the nominations are from members of the industry, and we do that during the Sailboat Show. It
would be self-serving, but you guys need to be nominated. I mean, I get you can't nominate yourself, but I mean,
this is true.
Honestly, you guys, I mean, you do so much for the boating industry. Not just here in Annapolis, but certainly here in Annapolis, but really regionally, nationally, and probably to a degree internationally, with some of the international, vendors and
oh yeah, this is where international vendors come to find, U.S. dealers. This is where people come to network and to see what's new in the sailing industry. Yeah, it's a really great place to make connections.
I'm nominating you next year.
Okay.
Okay. Right. I'm doing that. I'm writing that down right here.
Well, as long as you nominate the boat shows and not me, we're good with that.
There you are.
Yeah. Well, it takes a village. We end up with 150 people putting this show together. It's some heavy lifting all year round, but really that 3 weeks of building the show, hosting the show, breaking it down, it's long days, but it's a cool family of people.
Well, you do. With these two shows, you are building and removing two huge ass marinas.
Yeah.
Inside of 2 weeks.
We drive piles, we put in all these docks, we bring in all the boats, and then we take it all out. And a week after the show ends, you wouldn't know we were there. It's really amazing.
Did it really happen?
Did it really happen? Could you really walk across Ego Alley? Because you can during the shows, yeah.
And you don't need to have a Subaru to jump Ego Alley like Travis Pastrana did.
No, but he's welcome to come to the show. No jumping the show, but he's taking out.
Well, there are some great options for you if you're looking to shop, you're looking to eat, you're looking to drink. Any weekend, first 2 weekends in October.
That's right.
Come on out and do it at the Annapolis Boat Shows. You can get your tickets in advance. You should get your tickets in advance at AnnapolisBoatShows.com and just click on which boat show you want to go to, or both.
Yeah, exactly.
I would recommend if you're not sure whether you're a blow boater or a power boater, you can check them both out.
Absolutely.
October 2nd through 5th is Power, and October 9th through the 12th is the Sailboat Show. Tickets are available right now, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also, but thanks for bringing the show. And I know you've clarified that you weren't here 55 years ago to
I was here. I just wasn't organized.
But it was, to bring this in year after year. I mean, it's such a great thing for the city. I mean, it's great for the economy. It is. Annapolis wouldn't be near the tourist destination that it currently is without the boat show. And I know you've got some locals that'll say, "Oh my gosh, all the traffic and everything else," but we do love them. I mean, and they're,
well, thank you.
They really do. I mean, they're
well, and the people of Annapolis. It is true. It inconveniences the residents. There's no question. Traffic gets heavier. There are a lot of people in town, but we just hope they'll come down and join us, because it's 2 really great weekends a year that we bring this whole community together. And one thing we didn't mention is that we do have a military day at both shows with discounted tickets for active duty military. And military and first responders in uniform are always welcome at no charge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
John's figuring out where he can get a military uniform.
Yeah, if you come with a Cub Scout uniform, we might look at you a few times.
Mary, thank you so much, and congratulations on the 55th year for this one, and it's like the 52nd year for the Powerboat or something like that.
A couple years behind, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it again, October 2nd through the 5th and the 9th through the 12th, on to 2026, I guess.
Yeah, and let's have some great weather like that. And if we don't, we sell foul weather gear.
This has been a bonus podcast from Eye on Annapolis. Please visit us at eyeonannapolis.net. Follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. And if you haven't subscribed to the Daily News Brief podcast, go for it. And all of your local news will be delivered to your phone, tablet, or smart device by 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday.